I think I was gonna say I think comedy is kind of like hip hop. Like when
Yeah.
we talk about like the goats, there's like eras.
Mm-hmm.
Like to me, like Rakim might not have like. Well, listen, Rakim's a bad example, but like if you go back to like maybe like Run DMC, right? Like Run DMC like started this shit. Like,
Yeah.
Run DMC musically or maybe even lyrically might not necessarily be on the same level as Kendrick Lamar, but their significance to the cultures as great or greater. You know what I mean? But on the comedy side, who would you say this era of comedy is like on like let's say since you've been like super active, let's say the last 15 to 20 years, like who would you put on the Mount Rushmore?
So I would say put Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
We put Patrice O'Neal.
Oh yeah, rest in peace.
Then we put I don't know why this person. Let me see. Then Chris Rock.
Oh yes. Chris
And
Rock.
then who's the fourth? Oh, and then let me see. Who's the fourth?
Let's say strictly off the last 20. The last 20.
The last 20 of stand up.
Yeah.
Like stand up output. So you talking about okay, so that's 2003 to now.
Got one more slot.
Dave Chappelle, Patrice O'Neal, Chris Rock, Tucker Carlson for the fourth.
Tucker Carlson. My goodness.
Yeah, that's for the house.
I like it. So this is going to be something. We're going to need you to sign that. We're going to frame it. We're going to put it right on the set.
You know. Yep. There we go.
There it is.
There it is. Yep.
You know what's crazy is like the Tucker Carlson shit is like, I just remember back in the day, like Jon Stewart roasting him with his little fucking bow tie on, like, I think he was on CNN then. And like, it's just, he's a goof for sure.
Yeah. I don't even, and I don't, you don't have to tell me. I don't even know exactly what happened. I just know they were like, Tucker Carlson's out.
It's crazy because it happened the same day that Don Lemon got fired.
Okay. Yeah. I was watching Roy Wood Jr., the correspondent. He killed it.
Oh, yeah, he killed it.
But there was a few things that I was just finding out from him.
From his, he's like, wait a minute, let me, what am I missing? I don't get the joke.
Even the NFT, the Clarence Thomas joke was really funny, but I didn't know that situation was going on. It was just, I was finding out a lot of news. He did his thing on there.
He used to, I want to say, did he used to do prank calls back in the day?
He used to do prank calls back.
That's how
he started in '99.
I want to say I had like a CD of his prank calls. His prank calls were fucking epic.
That's how he built his following initially. He's out of Birmingham. Yeah. Roy's dope, man.
Yeah, Roy's super dope, man.
Yeah.
For you, man, like, is there any of the up and coming artists or current artists in hip hop that you like inspired by? I know we just had Cordy's manager here. You were in his videos. Is there anybody who's like, you know, kind of in that era of music that you actually like? Because a lot of this shit is terrible.
It's a lot of good stuff.
There's a lot of good stuff.
There's a lot of good stuff out there. You know, it's more on the R&B, but I just heard it the other day. You know Jordan Ward?
I've heard the name. I haven't.
He got some good tracks, man. His album, one of the songs popped up on my Discover, and then I listened to the rest of the album. But it sounds good, well produced. Lido, who's a really dope producer, produced a lot of it. Smino got a crazy flow.
Smino's fire.
His flow is crazy, and
Love Smino.
I mean, who else is newer that? I'm trying to think of folks, man.
No, Smino's fire. Yeah.
That's like that flow. It's just one of those things where like I don't know how that's happening. It's some people you like that's dope, but then there's some people I don't understand how that's happening.
Right.
You know? Yeah.
Have you take me back as somebody who had high interest in comedy, high interest in music. How dope was it? Like, was there when the Double XL cover came out with Dave Chappelle, Dead Prez? I want to say Kanye was on there, Talib Kweli was on there. He did such a good job of bringing the two worlds together with the Chappelle show, and I just think of that whole era and the block party, and it was amazing. Like for you, like how it, important was that as an up and coming comedian who's also obviously an artist? Like, he did such a good job. I really feel like he successfully bridged like two eras of comedy and music together.
Definitely, man. It's just how he brings people together with his shows and performances. It's been cool to really watch. I snuck into a Chappelle show years back when I was in Chicago. I think it was 04 or 05.
When he was doing stand-up?
Yeah, at the height of Chappelle show, Congress Theater. And I ain't have money for a ticket. I tried to like go in and be like, I'm a comedian. And like, that doesn't
No one cares.
Nobody cares. And so I just started looking around the building, just found an open door.
Got in.
And so it was, that was wild. And then years later, do a lot of shows with him. It made it super surreal. Like, damn, I used to sneak in your shit.
He's super cool too.
Yeah.
I got really high with him once. It was actually at Corday's album release party. It was me, Dave Chappelle, and the guy who played Steve Urkel.
Jaleel White.
Yeah. And I was like, this is what is happening right now?
Yeah, man.
If someone told me as a 12-year-old I'd be in a fucking joint circle with Dave Chappelle and Steve Urkel. I had a Steve Urkel toy as a kid. Like, I pulled it. Did I do that? Like, it's crazy, man.
Life is made up, man. Stuff be happening.
Yeah. When do you plan on putting out this album, man?
July, targeting July 21st. And then I'm doing SOBs June 14th.
Hey, that's a big deal for any up and coming hip hop artist to do an SOB show.
I'm hyped about it, man. Just to, I've performed there years back, 10 years ago, shit, with Chance, actually. I did stand up before Chance.
Acid Rap?
2013, yeah.
I just celebrated the birthday of that. So shout out to Chance.
Yeah. And so I'm hyped to do the SOBs, man.
You're headlining.
Headlining. I'm gonna do the stand up and music set. So I'll do stand up at the beginning, special guests and stuff. And
who's opening for you, a comedian or an artist?
I think I'm gonna have one comedian, one artist. Maybe a couple artists. Probably have my guy Halle Supreme. He's a dope singer. He produced one of my track, Knee Brace, and this other track, Paradox, on my project. And so he's amazing performer. He giving me little tips in the studio where he'll say, hey, you gotta smile while you're recording. They can hear it.
They can hear it through the mic.
They can hear it through the mic. And so I'll do a take and sometimes I'll be doing a take and then it'll sound flat. And then I'll recut and smile and it'll sound completely different. They can.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's that's like the little shit like that.
Like,
that you kind of know from being in the studio so much.
He'll stand in front of you and be like, hey man. Like doing warm up shit and so it's always just dope to learn from folks. There's always something to learn from and improve as far as the
apply
studio and show, man. So yeah, it's gonna be, and I'm the show gonna be on point.
SOBs, when's the date?
SOBs June 14th.
You gonna do anything in LA?
I'm gonna do something. I'm supposed to do the Moroccan. It might be in the fall. But I'm in LA. I don't have anything set, but I'll do something in LA soon. Probably around the album drop.
That'd be dope.
Yeah.
I always wonder, like, with the, we always hear about like how it's a little harder to do certain jokes nowadays because people get offended.
Yeah.
I think a lot of that's a little blown out of proportion, but we are in a much more sensitive climate, a much more divisive climate.
Right.
Do you think it's a lot harder for stand-up comedians nowadays?
I can't speak to it, like, for real, because I'm not living it in the same way.
Even like 2 or 3 years ago, like, I feel like it's just like people I feel like people are all, as much as they want to laugh, they also want to get offended nowadays.
You got to do your shit, man. You know what I mean? Like, that ain't gonna really, there's always as many people if people offended, there's gonna be other people that want that type of stuff. So you just worry about your show, worry about who's there, and just write and perform to the best of your ability and instincts, and that's the gig.